The end is the beginning. Now that may sound a little bit cryptic, so I'm going to repeat it. The end is the beginning. My name is Peter Abrahamson, and I am the emotional weightlifter to the legal profession. And just as an aside, let me throw in here that if you're not a member of the legal profession, if you don't work in the legal industry, and you still want to work with me or at least know more about what I do, give me a shout anyway. You're always welcome to give me a shout, and I won't turn you down. But let's get back to the end and the beginning. There's a very good reason why you would want to work with me. There's something in your life that doesn't work. There's something in your life you want to achieve. And emotional weightlifting is a mix of what other people do traditionally call therapy or counseling or coaching or mentoring. And I am taking everything that I've learned over my 63 years and 40 plus years in business and workplaces and that kind of thing into our sessions. So I meet you where you are at in your life. So it doesn't matter whether you think you need a coach or a counselor or a therapist. We deal with whatever we need to deal with because I do it all. So that's the easy part. It's easy to understand that there's something you want to change in your life. But how do you know that you are ready to end the relationship? When does the helping relationship stop? When are you ready to fly solo? The answer is quite simple and quite straightforward. You are ready to fly solo when you, or I, or both of us, don't know what to talk about in the next session. It is as simple as that. The whole point of emotional weightlifting is to take whatever is weighing you down off your shoulders and then make you ready to move on. I give you the tools and techniques and the tricks of the trade that I can give you depending on what your situation is, what your requirements and needs and wants are. And when we've done that for sufficiently long, you get to the point where you think, actually, what are we going to talk about next time? And the answer simply is, well, we don't. We have to come to an end. We should not be afraid of saying, I don't want any more sessions. What I enjoy an awful lot in the work I do is when my clients tell me they don't need me anymore. It's the whole point. The point is you do need me for a while and then you don't. So do not be afraid of saying, Peter, I don't know what to talk about next time. No idea. I will agree with you because in the vast, vast majority of cases, I have the same feeling. If the last session is a little bit sluggish and then we're kind of going over the same old ground and again and again and again, there's no point in continuing the helping relationship. And then we simply say, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you. And you are then ready to fly solo. Now, that doesn't mean that you have completely graduated. If I can keep using the aeronautic analogy here, a flying instructor will get the student to a point where he or she is ready to fly solo. That doesn't mean that he or she has graduated and now get the license. No, it just means that they're ready to now learn more whilst flying solo. And that is the same when you finish the relationship with emotional weightlifting. You have the tools and the techniques, and you can go and do life on your own. You will find the life situations and light bulbs will go on here and go on there. Oh, yeah, Peter talked about this and we did that. So now I'm going to apply that. And then you're ready to fly solo and you become better and better at it. I know this process. I went through it myself. I had therapy back in 1993. It's been quite a while now. And at some point, my therapist and I agreed, well, this is the last session. I'm ready to go and practice this on my own. Was it scary? Yeah, it was a bit, but it was also necessary. And I still use those techniques that I learned then. You know, we have good days, we have bad days, and I know what to do with them. without even thinking about it. So it has become second nature to just stop, think, apply, and then move on. And this is where I want you to get to. So to recap, the end is a beginning. It's the end of a helping relationship, and it is the beginning of you managing, running your own life. You are taking charge. Is the end also the end of you and I working together? Maybe, maybe not. Only the other day, I had a client send me an email saying, Peter, could I book a session? I said, yeah, of course you can. And I checked my records, and it was 5 years ago that we had our last session. Something has happened in his life that he now isn't quite sure how to deal with. The tools and techniques that he learned then are, for whatever reason, not sufficient to deal with this particular situation. Life happens. It's real. And there's no shame, there's no harm in coming back. Because if something is not working, well, would you not want to make it work? This is my ethos. I want you to not need me. I want to work with you for as long as it is necessary. I want you to be able to fly solo as is safe. I'm not letting you out until I think it's safe. On the other hand, I'm not dragging on our relationship for more sessions just to make my bank balance look better. It happens, but not with me. I hope you found this reassuring, because it is a very, very fair question to ask, well, when does this end? It ends when you and I do not know what to talk about in the next session. My name is Peter Abrahamson. I am the Emotional Weightlifter, and thank you so much for watching. Get in touch when you're ready.